Good afternoon, Ernie Davis Academy champions. Tonight we are having our second Ernie Davis Academy Parent Academy 2.0. Today is October the 29th and we just got started, so thank you for joining us. As we continue with Parent Academy 2.0, one of the things that we're going to focus on tonight is everything student. Everything from tips to your virtual instruction, all the way to grades. So we're very excited to be here. The agenda tonight, we're going to introduce the school counselors, which is very exciting, and my administrative team. The school counselors are going to talk about tips and tricks for the transition. Right now, all of our students are at 100% remote learning. We're also going to talk about the coping strategies. One of the things that I hear from our parents and caregivers is that everyone is dealing with this differently, so it's nice to know that our school counselors are here to support you. We also have various community agencies available, and the school counselors will talk about and identify for you who is available to provide that support. We have a new schedule, which I hear great things about. We're going to talk about your attendance during your virtual and when we do transition back to our hybrid. But in any event, we're going to talk about attendance because we want to see you every day. We're going to talk about technology and the protocols to use when we open our computer and we log on to our Zoom meetings. We're going to talk about Parent Portal and the importance of you out there to be a champion of your student. Technology support. Remember that when we have technology, sometimes we have glitches, so we have an expert in the building. We also want to remind you of the tricks and trades of technology. Grading. The difference between last year and this year is that there is a difference. The grades will look differently. We have progress reports, and we want to talk to you about grading. And we're going to highlight for you parent-teacher conferences and tonight's coffee talk. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you my administrative team. I am Teresa Usak, and I am the acting principal of Ernie Davis Academy. I'm excited to be with your students. We were so excited to be able to transition our 7th grade Broadway Academy students to 8th grade. And those students I have been noticing and seeing, whether it was in person or virtual, it's been very exciting. So that is me, and I'm going to then turn it over to Mr. Brucey.
Hi everyone, my name is Joe Brucey. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Ernie Davis Academy. We really enjoyed getting to see at least 50% of our student body for a while. We missed them terribly and are looking forward to having them back in school.
Hi, I'm Emily Sadler. I'm one of the assistant principals. I work with Team 44 in Courage in 7th grade and Heisman House and Falcons in Team 8th grade. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out.
Hi, I'm Michelle Wichtowski, assistant principal here at Ernie Davis Academy. I work with Team MVP and Reach for the Stars in 7th grade and Achievers and Lasting Legacy in 8th. This is my first year in this position, and I'm happy to be a part of this team.
Good afternoon, I'm Mr. Manwaring, the Dean of Students. I work with Ms. Sadler with Team 44, Team Courage, also Heisman House and Falcons. Hope you're all doing well and look forward to when we all get back here together at school.
Thank you, Mr. Manwaring. And we have Ms. Harper.
Oh, you're doing me now. Okay. I'm Mrs. Harper. I'm in charge of all technology in the building. If you ever need anything, reach out for me.
Thank you, Ms. Harper. Did you know our school counselors are, I'm going to start with Ms. Harkey. Ms. Harkey, we can't hear you.
Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. I had to unmute myself. I'm Ms. Harkey. I'm one of the 7th grade school counselors, and I have teams MVP and Reach for the Stars.
Good evening. I'm Kim Webster, and I'm one of the 7th grade counselors as well. And I have Team 44 and Team Courage.
Good evening. My name's Nick Marino. I'm one of the 8th grade school counselors here at Ernie Davis, and I work with Team lasting legacy, and achievers.
Hi, my name's Justin Fuchs. I also work with 8th grade as well. I have the Heisman House and the Falcons.
Thank you, Mr. Fuchs, and thank you, school counselors. Mr. Fuchs is going to outline for you what exactly a school counselor does.
All right, what is a school counselor? A school counselor is a person who has been trained to address the personal, academic, and career concerns of students. Our primary role in the building is to help students identify and achieve their personal and academic goals. School counselors work with students, parents, and school staff. Counselors may also refer families to other resources within the school community when necessary. The role of a school counselor. In Elmira, students will now have the same counselor from 7th grade through the 9th grade. The counselors will be meeting with students regularly or as needed, and will also meet at least once a year with every student to complete the state mandated individual graduation plan, also known as an IGP, and a career plan. If you have any questions or concerns, or you need to speak with us, feel free to call or email at any time.
Thank you, Mr. Fuchs. One of the things that you have been doing well, parents and caregivers, is that you're using Schoology and using emails to contact us. So continue to do that. The school counselors are here to provide social emotional support. And as Justin pointed out, there's many other things that they're doing, but during this time, it's very important to know that we're just a phone call or an email away. Transitioning to learning during COVID-19 has been a challenge. I'm very proud of the work that our teachers have been doing and our school counselors and staff as we continue this transition. So this year is a new beginning, and things change, and sometimes they change, they change daily. So we appreciate your support. And again, if there's any questions through the change, just let us know. Now I'm going to introduce to you Mr. Marino, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about the coping strategies during this transition.
Thank you, Ms. Usack. So these are just 4 simple coping strategies for you and your children. The first one is time management, getting on a routine, setting daily goals, having a schedule, making sure to get up at 9 o'clock for school, go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time. The second is limiting screen time. So setting media-free times every day. Talk on the phone, talk over the phone instead of texting. Again, to limit that screen time. The second is offer choices. So your students so much has been taken away from your children right now, and give your children some control. So some examples are letting them choose dinner, letting them choose a movie, letting them choose a game. And the last one is attitude of fortitude. So focus on what they are grateful for, what you are grateful for. Encourage students in self-optimism, self-optimism and self-perseverance will greatly improve. It will emerge. So that's it.
Thank you, thank you very much for that. And I think it's very important that, like Mr. Marino pointed out, time management. One of the things that we talk about with students a lot is to find a place in your house to sit so that you can learn and that it's not distracting. So remember to be a champion. Make sure that you develop that time management and routine for yourself. Did you know if you or your child are struggling during these times, we can make referrals to community agencies to support you? Ms. Harkey is going to talk to you about the community agencies and those various, I would say, programs that are available for you and your student. Ms. Harkey?
Thank you, Ms. Usack. Our district has aligned with the community, and we have a program we call Community Schools, where we link up with different community agencies within our building. Some of the agencies that we have here are Children's Integrated Services. CIS helps students and families with any students who may have any behavioral or emotional issues. They help to link the community and the school together with the family to increase student engagement, help build relationships, and develop better communication skills. They can create safety plans, and they can also make additional referrals for whatever a family may need to help them be more successful. We have a Glove House mentor, DJ Noto. He is Your student doesn't have to be involved with Clubhouse to work with DJ. He provides academic support for students in their home, their school, in the school, and in the virtual learning environment. A lot of these kids are having difficulties, so he is a direct link with the school as well as home to help you with any direct needs you may have to help increase academic performance, attendance, and for work completion. We are hoping to have APEX begin November 9th. APEX is our after-school program that will be all virtual, and we're really excited that we get a lot of kids that really engage in that program. We also have an online tutoring hotline through the Elmira City School District to help students through their Zooms and any students that are having any academic difficulties. We also continue to work with family services. We have a licensed therapist here to do any sort of crisis counseling or to help with any social emotional development. But even without students in the building, if you need us to make a referral, you can contact us and we can make a referral at any time.
Thank you, Ms. Harkey. And that's very important as we are connected with our community schools program. We have lots to offer, especially during this time. And again, reach out to your school counselor. I'm going to introduce now the Did You Know? Did you know new schedules began October the 16th? And here's Ms. Wichtowski to talk a little bit about schedules.
Thank you, Ms. Usak. Good evening, everyone. As of October 16th, you received a new schedule for your student. We made some changes to improve engagement and consistency and alignment for you at home and here at school. With that, students and families were emailed a copy of their new schedule on October 15th. If you did not receive yours, please reach out to your student counselor or EDA main office. Students will follow the new schedule Monday through Friday, along with following the schedule in person or virtually. Here we have an example of the schedule, and reading this, if your student was assigned to room B223, this would be the time where they get on their computer, get on their device, and starting at 9 o'clock, they would have math class, and they would go throughout their day, ending at 3:25 in English class. So we just wanted to give you an example of what the schedule looks like. And what does this mean? Well, the new schedule impacts daily student learning and engagement. So the expectation is students are expected to follow their daily schedule and participate in lessons. There will be live synchronous instruction every day. And I like to think of that as students being in sync with their teachers. They're with them together in their learning. Students should also complete independent asynchronous assignments on their own during the assigned class period. The school day begins at 9 a.m. for both in-person and virtual instruction and ends at 3:25. And students who are not enrolled in reading do not need to check in with anyone specific if study hall is listed on their schedule. So study hall would be a break in the day. Did you know some students are enrolled in courses that may not be found on the schedule that was emailed home? If this is the case, that would have been communicated to you. For example, reading. Some students have reading in their schedule, and students will meet with their reading teachers 2 times per week. These time slots have been communicated to students and families by teachers or counselors. Chorus. 7th grade ensemble meets Wednesdays in the morning from 8:15 to 9 o'clock, and 8th grade ensemble meets Wednesdays in the afternoon from 3 to 3:45. Then we have band and orchestra. If your student is in band or orchestra, lessons are held on a rotating basis each week, and lesson times for students are communicated by teachers.
Thank you, Ms. Wichowski. Attendance. As I said, and we've been saying this all year, attendance matters. And as we are, and right now we are 100% remote, we want to see you every day. So here is Mr. Manwaring with, did you know attendance is taken daily, in person and virtually? Mr. Manwaring?
Thank you, Ms. Usak. As Ms. Usak and Mr. Marino alluded to, it's vital to get into a routine. So set your alarm to get up in the morning by your first class at 9 o'clock. It's mandated by the state that we take attendance, whether you're physically in school or logging onto a device from home. So it's very important, whether it's a device, a computer, a laptop, a phone, however you need to, you just need to log on daily so you can get that instruction through Schoology. Daily attendance is taken first period by 9 o'clock, and then it's period by period. So the schedule that Ms. Wichowski just showed you, you have the same classes every day at the same time. So it's really important to make every effort to get to those classes on time and engage in your learning. And most importantly, every day you need to log on to Schoology some way to do as much work as you possibly can and get the learning that you need while you're virtual until we see you again. So continue to work hard and again, log on to that attendance in the morning, get into that routine.
Thank you, Mr. Manwaring. One of the things that Mr. Manwaring pointed out was with the Schoology and Zoom sessions, for example, isn't it true that if you have a phone, you can call that 1-800 number that's listed on the Zoom link, so at least students can hear, right, this instruction?
That is correct.
So can you just talk a little bit about that? What
Yes,
would I have to do?
Yep. So whatever you need to, however you're set up at home, again, you can always access Schoology. Again, like Ms. Usak said, just dialing in and listening to the lesson and viewing it and taking active part in your learning from a device. So obviously, you're still having some people waiting on computers and devices. But if you have a phone, an iPhone, an Android, any kind that you can log on to those Schoology numbers that your teachers post, you're able to get into the class and learn. And again, just be part of the class and do as much as you can.
Thank you, Mr. Manwaring. Now here's Mr. Brucey.
Thank you, Ms. Usak. So our students do have some responsibilities and expectations during their instructional classroom Zoom sessions. So while they're on Zoom, we would like them to maintain a safe and orderly school environment. Please show respect to other people and take care of your devices responsibly. Please respond to your teacher's directions in a respectful manner. Please dress appropriately for school. You can refer to the student code of conduct for that expectation. Act appropriately. Please refrain from any types of behaviors that include intimidation, harassment, bullying, or discrimination. If you see any of those types of behaviors or hear any of those types of behaviors, please feel free to report those to your school counselors, your teachers, or the school administration. The use of the Elmira City School District Wide Area Network, please make sure you're using that appropriately and only for educational purposes. If you're not using it for educational purposes or using it appropriately, it may result in cancellation of those privileges. We also have some etiquette in the next slide during your Zoom sessions. So all of our teachers expect students to show on their cameras a picture of the student so that we can see them, a live picture. This helps them to better able to check with the students, assess whether they understand the learning, and provide needed assistance. So we would like to see students on the Zoom sessions. Students should be on time for class and be prepared ahead of time with all their materials. They should stay in one spot, not be moving around the room or moving throughout the house. Even though it's nice to have a fun background behind you, a simple background is better with good lighting. Know how and when to mute your device. Anytime the device is not muted, it's going to pick up sounds from the household, which could be distracting to the teachers and fellow students. So please be respectful of that. Please turn on your mute and keep it on until it's your turn to speak. Please try to find a quiet spot in your home. This is so you aren't distracted while you're trying to learn. If you have headphones available, that'll make it even better to keep sounds out. As we mentioned, please be on time. wait your turn and be respectful. Obviously being presentable, we talked about, please dress appropriately. And as always, we'd appreciate if you could be respectful to yourselves and to others. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Brucey. That's very important information that he just shared. Remember, we want to see you. Here's Ms. Sadler with Did You Know? Schoology is the learning management system for the district. Ms. Sadler.
Thank you, Ms. Usak. Schoology is our learning management system for the district. Students should be logging into Schoology every day, as my coworkers have mentioned. There's many different ways to access Schoology. If you visit the Elmira City School District website, there's an icon up in the top right corner that you can click on and will take you to the website. You can also type in the web address www.express.schoology.com, or you can download the app through your mobile device. It is important when using a laptop that you're using Google Chrome. It is the most compatible with Schoology. Some people have struggled when they're using Internet Explorer to open certain links. So Google Chrome is usually the best to get everything to work using Schoology. Another note is any device that receives internet you can use to access Schoology, meaning a cell phone, an iPad, Chromebook, laptop, desktop, any kind of tablet that receives Wi-Fi, you can access Schoology through. All courses for students can be found in Schoology. There's been a couple schedule changes, whether students are going from in-person learning to virtual or just changes within the building. If you are struggling to find the classes that you need, you can rearrange the order of your courses in your Schoology. So you'll see there's 4 simple steps. You'll click on courses at the top of the screen. You'll click on my courses, and then you'll click on reorder courses. You can then drag your courses in any order of your choice. So if you know you have math first, you can list math as your first course that you will see in Schoology. Most teachers have also posted this how-to in their Schoology course, so look for those picture directions that teachers are providing. Also, besides students having Schoology accounts, parents also have Schoology accounts. They see many of the same things that students do, but there are some different functions of a parent account. So we're going to watch this brief video that will show the difference between a student and a parent account. So if as a parent you haven't already accessed your Schoology account, on the Elmira City School District website under the Families tab, you'll find a quick start guide for Schoology so you can get started with your parent account. And then one of the biggest differences, Schoology is our learning management system, but Student and Parent Portal is where you will find your students' grades. So in Schoology, like the video showed, you can see when your student submits an assignment and any grade that is graded within Schoology. However, The grades that will show up on students' progress reports and report cards will be accessed through student and parent portal. To access student and parent portal, you'll visit the Elmira City School District website, and in the top right-hand corner, you'll see the school tool icon. Every student has a student portal account that they'll use the same credentials that they use to access their Schoology. Username is last name - first name, and their password is their student ID number. For parents, you'll have to sign up for Parent Portal. If you've done that, you've received your login information at the time of enrollment. If you need to sign up for Parent Portal, you can contact your school counselor and they can get you the necessary paperwork to get signed up.
Thank you, Ms. Sadler. That was a lot of good information. Again, like she said, if you need anything, ask and let us know, and we will certainly guide you through that. Now we have Ms. Harper. Ms. Harper is everything technology for Ernie Davis Academy. And did you know if you're struggling with technology, we are here to support you. Ms. Harper?
Thank you, Ms. Shusak. So if you're struggling with technology, the login information for Schoology, as Emily already told you, it's the last name, first name, and the student ID number is their password. Class Kick, they have to use their entire email address and then their lunch number again. There's also a great information under the Parent Student Schoology 101, which is located under the family tabs that walks you through a lot of things for Schoology. One other thing that I forgot to put on here was that if you need access to Microsoft Word directly on your desktop, you can download that from Microsoft Office 365. If you need any specific help, you can always call me at 735-3130, or you can just send an email to techhelp@elmiracityschools.com.
Thank you. Here's Mrs. Webster with, did you know progress reports have been completed and sent home? Mrs. Webster?
Thank you, Ms. Husak. Good evening, everyone. Progress reports are 5-week interim reports that show a grade range for each class. For example, you may see 85 to 94%. These progress reports are a very good reminder to review your child's grades and their work. You can also go on your Parent Portal School Tool account to access those progress reports. So we wanted to review some new comment codes on the report cards. The first one is, must attend synchronous sessions regularly. Attendance, as we've talked about tonight, is very crucial to your child's success. This means that they must get on daily, live Zoom sessions with their teachers. The next one is excellent completion of asynchronous assignments. These are the independent assignments that students get. This means that the student did great work on their own. The next is asynchronous assignments must be completed. Whatever platform the teacher is using, students should log on to that and complete their work. The next is cannot accurately assess. This means your student has not completed any work or have done minimum work, and the teacher cannot provide them with a grade. The last is review school tool contact information and contact the school to update. This indicates that we've had trouble contacting you and to please let us know any updated information, including email, phone numbers, addresses, etc. So when you get your child's first progress report, just remember that they do have a few more weeks to improve their grades. We encourage them to ask questions, look for any missing assignments, and participate. So the 10-week report card is going to look a little bit different than the 5-week report card. It's going to be actual numerical grades, and these will count towards their overall average. We're here to support you. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Webster. And that's a big difference for our incoming 7th graders. So when you were in 6th grade, your report card looked a lot different than it will next time around. So thank you very much. Did you know parent-teacher conferences are being scheduled now? I'm excited to report that we are taking if you're interested in attending, we'll take your email and we will schedule a time for you to meet via Zoom with your student's team, school counselor, and perhaps administrator. If you're interested in scheduling a parent-teacher conference, just please call Michelle Thomas at 735-3140. Again, we are having parent-teacher conferences November the 5th via Zoom, and we will be sending you a link. So what we need from you is, are you interested, and your contact information. So that's a very exciting opportunity for you to get to know your students' team and support staff. After this meeting at 6 p.m., did you know that Tracy Van Duzen, who is our FCOC Family Community Outreach Coordinator, and I will be hosting a coffee talk. That'll give you an opportunity to ask questions. The session right now is informative, but our next session will be interactive. So I'm very excited for that. So I would like to say thank you to my team. They did an excellent job. And thank you to you, because as I said when we started, you are your student's champion. You support your student and you support their engagement in teaching and learning. And I'm very excited to say that for the most part, everyone is participating in the remote. Like Mr. Manwari said, if we don't see you, we will try to reach out to see what the problem is. But remember, as we continue, we want to see you and we want you to log on. We want you to follow your schedule. Remember, attendance is very important. For technology, don't hesitate to call Mrs. Harper or reach out to techhelp@elmiracityschools.com. And remember to complete asynchronous or synchronous assignments. Remember, be a champion, and be like Ernie means that you're engaged in teaching and learning. Make it a great night, and we'll see you soon.